What's up, guys? So on this one, we are going to, if you remember, we left off with cutting a 95 harness up. Got our boy James, the Bartle Skeet Daddy of Oklahoma, in the building. We got Tashy Washy. We got OG Taco over here live on TikTok. What we're gonna do is try to wrap up some of this wiring, or at least get it done. So what we're gonna start with right now, right off the bat, this harness, these two, this red and blue, went into the 95 computer. This fed the dash. So one of these wires is our tack signal wire. So we know that if one of these was a tack signal wire, the rest of these are probably important. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace all the wires that come out of this wherever they go. We're going to try to do our best to get them all out, and then we'll track them down, label them, figure out what exactly they went to make sure those aren't like our AC controls. Or we know one of them is our tack signal, so if one went all the way back into the dash for tack, the rest of them are probably important things like that, like voltage, oil pressure, all that stuff. We want to keep all that and retain that, or at least know what wire it is, so that when we do the 95 harness, we can bring all that in. So we're gonna get started with that. I'm gonna time lapse a lot of it. I'm not gonna show full time of doing this because the last video was very long and I don't want it to be. We'll just make sure that we cover all the important points, time lapse all the rest. Y'all enjoy. Okay, so I forgot the time lapse, but we completely derailed today. This plug, we identified some stuff that went to computer and what they were, and this went to the engine side. I identified those as these here, which are all cut from my engine sensors from the V6.
That's your alarm.
Oh, the alarm. Or whatever the fuck it was.
Don't use speaker wire as power wire.
Man, this is terrible. So, okay, here's where we're at. We couldn't find this connector anywhere online. We looked back, basically figured out it's all engine sensor shit back to the gauge cluster and all that. We do some more research, trying to find that harness. Can't find that harness anywhere. We can pin everything else out, but we can't pin that one out. Well, we come to the conclusion that you cannot use any of these gauges or anything in the 95 unless you use the factory PCM. Which I'm not doing. I'm not using that. I'm just not. I don't know. That something in me says no, don't use it. Thanks to, I'll put his link down in the description. I think it's McCrary Racing. He is a fellow Oklahomie. He lives down south, close to the Texas border. I won't say where he lives for his privacy purposes. But he did an OBS and did an LS swap, and he used a BAFX Bluetooth OBD2 port. So your OBD2 port from the LS, you plug this little dongle into it, and it Bluetooths to a tablet, phone, whatever you want to use. And he has the tablet as his dash, like his gauges and all that. So that's what I'm going to use. I already kind of had that plan, but I wasn't 100% dead set that that's what I wanted to do. The main reason I was hanging on to like this harness, because I know it went back into the dash, is I was afraid that it was part of my HVAC controls. And I still want to have my heat and AC knobs and all. I need all that. Like, I want all that. So what we're doing here is we decided we're just going to gut this. We don't need this. We're going to cut it out, trace it all back, which we already, all this that comes from this harness all goes, these all unpinned from the dash gauges. So all this went to the gauges. Airbag, I don't remember what the white one is. The black with the white stripe, that's a common ground. The purple is TCC brake switch. And then these two went down. Oh, I think they're loose. No, they're not loose now. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here tomorrow and I'm going to get my HVAC controls and basically track those harnesses down where they go and make sure and ensure that I'm keeping all of that wiring intact and powered and nothing's wrong with it. And then I'm cutting all the other wiring out of here. I'm getting rid of all the rest of it. And we're just going to do a Bluetooth dash that'll give us all our gauges, our water temp, voltage, all that stuff that we want. And that'll simplify all this crap. Like 90% of this is going to be gone. All I'm keeping is the radio and the HVAC controls. So all I got to do is take these and track them down and make sure, which I think most of the HVAC stuff's going to go right here. Track those down, and once I have those for sure that I know they're Gucci and they're safe and still connected and their circuits are still good, we're proceeding. So that brings us over to the 95 fuse block. I am still going to use it. I'm mainly just using the power side of it because I don't want to buy a little 4-pin, whatever the hell fuse block these people use. So I'm going to strip all the BS out of this. I know I got to keep this one. It goes all the way to the blower motor. But I'm going to break this down. And basically all these hot leads, because this all goes back into the dash. I'll make sure everything maintains power and all that. But 90% of this shit is going bye-bye. Like I said, all that's going to remain is the ABS harness, the wiper motor harness, and all the hot stuff. All the power switch and all that. That's it. So I might be kind of sucking it up on how I'm showing all this. I'm sorry. I'm learning a lot of this as I go, and James Big Brain is helping quite a bit because we're about 8 hours ahead of where I would be if I was trying to figure out all this on my own. So anyways, I think that's where I'm going to leave it off for tonight, and then I'm going to pick back up tomorrow. I'm going to come out here and just have an entire emo day of me just sitting out here nitpicking the harness in there, getting it simplified, and getting this done. So, night. Look at it's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I mean, the wilderness. We ain't got no neighbors. I mean, we do, but not like that. Anyway, it's another day. It's Sunday. It's a chill day, but I'm gonna sit in here and do some wiring. I actually did more when I said we were gonna quit last night. We did a little more. I got the 95's fuse block all labeled out. We got our fuel pump relay wiring here. We got our never mind, hold on. Our AC relay, all that. We're keeping AC, so we need that. We got let me get it together here. We got our 3 lines here that went to shit on the old ECU or signal wires to like injectors or whatever, keyed switch hots. I'm gonna keep all these because if I need something fused that's keyed hot, I got it right here all ready to go. Got my horn wiring, got my blower motor lead, and then I got my ABS stuff. I got my wiper motor. I got my TCC lead, which will need to go to the LS computer. I've got all these that need deleted because we did away with the factory gauges. We got these power leads that go to the transmission wiring. All our grounds. Our cruise engage, we'll need that. And that's it on that. And then I'm gonna turn this down one more buck. Don't want to get them nasty copyright claims now. And my man, James, did it again last night. Boy, while I was doing all that, he came and simplified everything inside the dash. We deleted the airbags. We don't need that. Pulled all our wiring that we figured out was for gauges or something like that. We pulled all that out and unpinned it. So basically we've got this plug here went to the factory cluster. We're doing away with that. I don't know if I mentioned it last night, but we're using the BAFX Bluetooth dongle. It's going to plug into the OBD2 port and then communicate to a tablet. And I'll just have like a 10-inch tablet right here to display all my gauges for me. And then whatever dash we figure out we're going to go with, then we'll get that in there, make a beauty plate, make the tablet look like it belongs, and then I'll have all my gauges I need. Then we can do away with all the unnecessary wiring. Then he went in and wrapped everything up. We wrapped up all our leads, which, man, dude, it looks super nice in here. Wrapped everything up. This will be all our HVAC and rate. Oh, no. These will be our cigarette lighter plugs, stuff like that. Radio. Where'd the HVAC stuff go? Don't remember. Somewhere. He might have ran them over. Not sure. Anyways, he simplified all this stuff up for us, and we're off to a great start on the wiring. I would like to think that I'm about halfway done with wiring collectively. I'm gonna set this aside. Actually, I'll probably de-pin these that I'm getting rid of right here. I'll de-pin these, and then we're gonna go to town on the LS harness and get some of this de-pinning done. Get rid of what we don't need and get the transmission part of the LS harness spliced in right here, boy howdy, and get these harnesses put together. And after that, boy, I think we might be about ready to slap a motor in, I'll tell you what. So it's gonna be a lot of time lapsing again today. Whatever I end up doing, it's gonna be real boring de-pinning stuff. So you can find 1,001 videos on how to do it good. I'm just gonna time lapse it all, crush it, so y'all see the bulk of work that got done, and then I'll catch y'all back up to speed when we get to the meat and potatoes. So stay tuned. Alright, so a little update. I got the blue connector all simplified down and de-pinned. I got all these went to the fuel tank. So there's a fuel pressure reference, there's a fuel tank pressure ground, and then a fuel level to the fuel level sensor, which I still want that, so I need to tie that into the 95's body so that I can still get fuel level. Might need that. So we're going to keep those marked right here so I know what they are. Other than that, I already pulled everything that deleted out of the blue connector. Was these that I got to track back that way, and these right here. So quite a few. I think that's, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 wires out of the blue connector that went away besides these. So that's cool. And then I marked what I did and didn't take out and stuff, so I know, like, when we go to tune and stuff like that, if we have problems with the tuner, I know what I did and where I need to go to fix it. So next up, I'm going to move on to the red connector. A lot of this one's going to stay, like all this AC stuff, we're going to keep that since we're keeping AC in this truck. So I'm going to get this one broke down and get it marked up, depinned, and pull it back to about here. And then I'll proceed to pulling the rest of that out long ways and getting those connectors and stuff unpinned and out of there. And then other than that, once I've done that, everything else stays. So we're done with the deepinning of the computer at that point. Man, I'm about wore out for the weekend. We had the motor mounts. That was a whole fiasco. That about whooped me. James, and Chris, we were all just like, dude, like we're trying everything. We're trying this, trying that. It was a turkey, but we got it done. I'm gonna give you guys a little overview of what I got going on here with the LS harness, and I'm gonna go ahead and seal it off because I'm pooped and I want to go inside and eat and relax because it's Sunday night and I gotta go be essential all week. So what we've got here is, if y'all are any bit aware, the LS truck harness is supposed to be, imagine the driver's side fender right here. That's where it's supposed to be, the computer. And then the main loom of the harness that goes to the engine comes up right here. So what I'm doing is actually making it go the direction it's not supposed to go. So what I have here is it mocked up kind of in the way I'm going to have it. Now, of course, I have to go through here and stretch some wires and clip some and move some here, there, and do this, that, and the other, which to some people is a nightmare, but I'm going to do it because I want this harness inside the dash, and it's going to come inside this hole right here. Some of y'all right now take your bets. You say it ain't going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. Whether I have to cut that hole and make it bigger or solder all 800 of those wires to make them longer or shorter, them some guns are going in that hole. That way I can make the harness, everything on the engine, I can make it go to the back of the motor and run behind and be back like down here, all the main part of the harness, and then ignore this. This isn't where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be under here and hidden. But all the harness will be hidden. So it'll be somewhat of a bay tuck. For all you JDM boys, y'all know what that is. Because I'm trying to show as minimal wiring as I can. So really, I think all I'm going to have to stretch is, which I got to see, because when I unpin this brick right here, that's going to let all those loose. I might actually get the slack I need on the injectors and throttle body stuff here. And if that's the case, then all I got to do is just organize this and make it one unified loom out here, out to these. And hopefully, imagine if this was linear, this would be a little over a foot, maybe 2 foot. And if this gets right to the firewall hole, then that extra foot would get me in where I want to be. So I think I'm in pretty good shape. We made good progress this weekend. Our motor mounts are ready to go, so we could theoretically drop the engine in right now. It would go in, but I'm going to give you guys blue balls some more on that. I got the 95 harness straightened out, got my fuel pump relays and all that I went over last night. All that wiring is ready to go to be spliced into what I need from there to go to here. And then like my fuel level sensor and all that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. So this week, I'm going to set my goals of this week. Oh, and let me go over James's wiring one more time because he killed it. Freaking killed it. He might have went a little overboard on the wrap and not skipped as much, but dude, it looks badass. I mean, it's sweet for sure. I tried to pull it up, and I know he left a couple of these because he wasn't sure if we needed them or not. I may have to go ahead and cut them because the way that they're wrapped, whether that's where they were to begin with or what. If I pull this up tight where it's supposed to be, that green wire still holds real tight and doesn't. This needs to go like farther over, so we're close. But I think I might have to go ahead and snip that, which that's not his fault at all. He left that on purpose because we didn't know what it was last night, so we weren't sure where it went. So I'll have to track that down and make sure if I can get rid of it or not. Anyways, look forward to these next few videos. Will be me finishing getting this depinned, getting it that harness spliced in with this tranny plug and all that, getting the harness stretched out and laid out the way I want it, identifying those other plugs, I'm not sure what they are, and then tying it into this harness and getting all that loomed up and kind of organized back together. And once I get the harness all arranged the way I want, I don't see a reason why we won't slap the motor in at that point. So fingers crossed, if I have a good productive week this week after work and get in here and hustle, we might be able to drop the motor in next weekend. We might not. I don't know. So this video's kind of sucked. I haven't even edited it yet, but I'm gonna say it kind of sucked because it was a lot of y'all getting to listen to cool time-lapse music, and I'm at like 11 minutes of blabbing right now. So I'm just trying to be thorough and make sure for the people that, if I've got a couple people following along that want to do an LS swap on OBS, comment, get in touch with me, follow me on social media, and I'll message you guys where I've gathered all my info from, because I'm not as thorough as quite a few other people have been, but I have gained the knowledge that they gave to do all this stuff. So if you're wanting some more detail, or like where I get this stuff from, which is lt1swap.com, let me know, hit me up, and I can kind of steer you guys in the right direction. But other than that, I'm making sure I'm being thorough for those that are picky with the details. I'm making sure you guys know what's going on, what's popping. So I appreciate all you guys that have stuck with me. I've got my subscribers keep going up, but what's funny is my subscribers keep going up and my views keep going down. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if I'm boring you guys or this is just the boring part of the build that y'all ain't into or you're tired of seeing the same thing, but just know I'm doing my best. I'm putting my max effort and energy into this and trying to turn y'all out some quality videos. So that'll be it for me for this weekend. Thank you all for keeping up to this point. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. If you don't, keep it moving. Peace.